All right, this is Uptick Updates, episode 27. Brian, how are you doing, and what updates do you have for us this time?
As we discussed before. So this is a very important period for Uptick network because in the summer we concluded the phase one of testnet. We were preparing for the testnet two, phase two. It was a very busy month in September. We were going to announce the launch of testnet 2 very soon. So that's the goal of our Q3. Along with that, we will have a upgraded NFT marketplace on the testnet as well. So we can test out all the functionalities and also especially help us to tuning the system, right, to make it be business ready. So that's roughly the status right now.
That's great.
So
that's great.
So in terms of the testnet, so we basically put testnet into two phases. The first phase was launched in March and concluded in early July. So the purpose of that is to establish the foundation of the Uptick network and to introduce to the global community to make sure people are aware of that, right? So we are not just building a application, but there's a huge infrastructure, including layer one in the plan. So that one actually includes the standard Cosmos SDK with certain capabilities. So we didn't really dive into more details. So people just become our validators. They or delegate into the validator node to vote for to practice the governance module. At the same time, of course, join the EVM module-based marketplace to test out the basic functionality of NFT. That one was pretty good, but it's more like in pretty general phase of the Uptick network. So just like the picture behind you, we have a lot planned for the Uptick network, which is also you can say it's an infrastructure, right? So it's a layer one plus layer two. So for the testnet 2, actually, we want to dive into more details, especially a very important feature from Cosmos is IBC, so interchain communication. For the Cosmos, so there are several very important interchain concept, which is interchain communication, interchain account, and also eventually interchain security. So that's really the vision we like and we participated. So because basically it's an internet of blockchain. So if it's multiple blockchain to link together to become a internet, next generation of the internet, or we can say Web3 type of internet, they have to be interoperable to each other, right? Which include account, token, asset, and also security. That's really important. So basically in testnet 2, we integrated the latest Cosmos SDK, latest version of that. And also we also integrated the latest IBC module. So especially in the IBC module, it's not just for the IBC transfer of fungible token. I mean, those are Atom or Iris or Uptick. So we are more on the NFT side. So basically, you can do the interchain transfer of a NFT, which is a unique digital asset. So this part of implementation is already in the beta period in the Interchain Foundation platform. So actually mainly contributed by the IRIS development team. So we are working very closely together, maybe to be the first round of people really integrate and test it out. So with this interchain NFT transferability, interoperability, that will open up huge opportunities for the NFT business, more business use cases, right? So and also make sure what we described, multiple chain token economy can be happen. So because we're going to link to the IRISNet, Cosmos Hub, and all other Cosmos powered or IBC networks. It's very possible. Yeah, so that's something in the layer 1 side we are working on. Because right now the IBC for NFT transfer, so they have a standard called ICS 721. So for this one, it's still in the beta period. That's why, so we don't want to really turn into mainnet too soon, but we want to stay in the testnet phase 2 to really test it out and also to make sure that we build alliance with other IBC networks. Because, interchain interoperability it cannot be done by one itself, right? So it's interoperability. So we need to work with each other to build such ecosystem. Yeah, so that's the main purpose for us to launch testnet 2. So once this become a stable version, so it's very possible we will turn into mainnet. So after that, yeah.
That's great. That's great. Can you run through some examples? So I got two things that I want to clarify. One is the interchain interoperability. Is that just within the Cosmos ecosystem, or like, can you give an example where you mint on, the Iris chain, and then what options will be available after that?
Yeah, the most basic use case like for IBC for NFT, right? So it's like okay, so you can mint on say IRISNet, but at the same time, maybe on Uptick network or even other NFT supported IBC network. They have a metaverse application over there, right? So you just want to show your works over there, but at the same time, because it's very cheap to mint it at here, or maybe we have more tools and utilities, you can manage it. We have a more powerful marketplace you can trade, right? So in that case, you want to bring your asset from this native chain to a destination chain, right? So to maybe show up over there. So that's so-called interchain transferability of an NFT. So before FT can be done that, right? You can transfer Atom through IBC from one to another chain, but NFT is not possible yet, because if you want to transfer NFT, you will deal with a full set of metadata, right? So all those information should be able to travel with the token transfer. So otherwise, the other application cannot really recognize all the attributes from the original creators. Yeah. So that's typical example. So just like I said before, Uptick project, basically we have 3 major elements, right? So it's an infrastructure, marketplace, and then ecosystem applications. So in that case, you can see marketplace stay on one chain, and maybe some ecosystem applications stay on another chain. But you want to transfer back and forth your NFT asset back and forth without losing any information, and also be trackable, right? So that's really important to have this IBC NFT capability.
Good.
So yeah, that's a very typical example, because in the future, I think it's very important is not everything are done on one chain. It's a group of a chain to build different type of ecosystem. Folks, another pretty clear example is like a game. Somebody is building a game oriented chain. So they have a GameFi, all those, especially a huge game community over there. But at the same time, they already issued some game NFT, game gear NFT on our marketplace. So in the future, when they launch their game powered application chain, so we must make it possible to make sure this game NFT can be transferred over there, right? So to go to the next phase of their game community development.
Yeah.
So that's pretty example cases. Yeah.
Nice. Thanks for that. That's super clear. And then so the other point you were saying there was like three aspects. I think the last one was security, the changes to the layer one. Can you give an example of the security features?
Actually, so it's not released yet, but it was discussed in the Cosmos community. So maybe we don't want to dive into too many details right now, but basically, interchain security is a major topic people are talking about. And currently, so you always can see some hackers, right? So broke into something, especially on the token level. To when you want to use a bridge and transfer your token to another chain to participate in a DeFi application. So, well, suddenly the hacker will broke it. So interchain security, is built on based off, to make sure when you do the interchain operation, so you still maintain your own security. Just like you are handling it from your own wallet. It's not like you are transfer your asset or controllability to another chain. You lose it. Some middleman is handling that for you. So we don't want to do that. So including this interchain account and interchain security, they all try to solve this problem. Just like in my Capital wallet, I can remotely control a operation on another chain from my wallet, from my signature, right? So that's really important. Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, that's a pretty good update. Is there anything else?
Yeah, so I think that's for the testnet part. So we are going to will release more clear articles to describe that. So I really hope people can participate. But another thing I want to say that is because testnet 2 is another bigger step moving forward, and it's more close to the mainnet launch. So in the testnet 1, so we welcome everybody become the validators. So you can even install it on your laptop. Before we prepare for the mainnet, we need to invite all those professional validators to join us, because so some of them will become the genesis group of validators. So those actually, it's not just a set up and connect. So we need to have some commitment to each other to make sure all so maybe top 20, top 30 nodes will be reliable, right? So that's really important. So we are always saying, so we're trying to build a business grade infrastructure for the NFT. So for the layer 1 part, we want to make sure it happen, right? So the performance, the state, it will be stable and secure, and also performance wise is good. That's something we are also going to practice, especially, so it's not just one-time launch on the testnet 2. So we will have several phases to launch different features on the testnet 2. So that will also go through a governance voting process, right? So everything we did will be voted by the community. It's not just we upgrade by ourselves, right? So we are going to practice all those process through testnet 2. So make sure everybody participate and understand. Then we're ready for the mainnet. Yeah,
that's great. That was going to be my question, was those Genesis validators, how are they going to be chosen? Or does someone have to raise their hand, or are you going to be watching, but it'll probably be voted on? Is that right?
Yeah, so we're going to launch a form, a Google form, maybe, to invite people to fill it out. Because for the validator part, it really have some basic requirement if you want to be a very stable and a leading one. So first is like a server, right, configuration. Right. So how about the CPU, memory, storage?
Yeah.
So those are the basic parts for the nodes. And then the location of the distribution is also very important on different region. We hope it's will be pretty good, evenly distributed, right, in the global network.
Yeah.
So at the same time, we also need to have some commitment on the service level, right? So to make sure uptime and the response to the issue time should be controllable. Of course, because they're going to receive some airdrop for the staking, right? Token staking, because this is a POS network. So basically, we have a commitment to each other to make sure those can be the good nodes, right, for the network launch.
Nice. So, and this is going to be coming out when, you said? Maybe early October?
Yeah, so all those things are being prepared right now. So we hope to go to the first step by end of September.
Yep.
So but that's not complete, but we are just start that process. So it will be the main things will be done, I think, in the middle of October. So then most people are joined and everything is set up. So we are running on full speed. Yeah. Yep. So yeah,
it's good. Okay. Thanks a lot, Brian. Any other messages, or we'll wrap it up there?
Yeah, so I think that's it's an exciting time. So we are constantly doing making the progress. So even though some people in the communities always ask when mainnet, right? So I think it's worth to go through such process, because we're really serious about making the so-called business grade infrastructure and applications. Now the whole market is we have to say we are in a pretty bear market right now, right? Yeah. So people are thinking what's next. In our because we are working on this NFT domain, we think for the next step is it's very important to have first a very solid NFT infrastructure, right, to really can support real business. The second phase is to really can make some domain-specific support to some vertical categories to dive into details. For example, crypto artwork, they are still in the very early stage. So in NFT space, it's not ended. It's just get started, right? So if we look into in general, say, okay, it has been there for 2 years, maybe nothing new happened, but it's not. So if you dive into gallery, artwork economy, you can see a lot of things can be done, right? So to really can bring those artists into this economy model. So far, we are just in a very surface level, right? So you just mint, trade, sell, and buy. That's it. So that's why I say, okay, we need to have a solid infrastructure. We also need to have support for some vertical domain with more domain knowledge to build into that. Especially, it's not just crypto domain knowledge; it's more those domain knowledge, artwork, right? So art business, how it works in the current society, and how can we transform the good logic into this crypto and NFT Web3 model, right? So I think that's also that will take some time, but I would say it will be more practical for the industry to participate. So yeah, so that's a second thing. The third thing is I think the diversity of NFT. So I'm pretty happy to see a lot of people are talking about that already. So I see several articles recently they're talking about, say, okay, maybe next week, so we will see more functional NFT instead of just those crypto art or PFP. So that's exactly what we have been talking about for months, right? So even since last March, we are talking about the functional NFT is probably can cover our lifestyle business, can cover the general public well. So that's something we are also looking for. So that's why, well, basically, we want to build a solid infrastructure. We want to bring more domain knowledge into the infrastructure. At the same time, we want to cover more type of NFT to cover more people's daily life, right? So I believe once we can make it good in those direction, that will be a big opportunity in the upcoming market, right?
Definitely. Okay, thanks a lot, Brian. Well, I hope to see you next
Okay,
week.
thank you, John.
Yeah, thanks for your
Yeah,
time.
see you next week.
Okay,
Yeah,
take care.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.